Okay, guys, this is going to be a quick demo of the platform at work. Um, I'm going to explain to y'all how we do this at work because, in fact, there are three factors that take into play here. One is the condition of our track, so we don't have a derail. Two, we have a FIFO method, first in, first out. So whatever cars that was there before, we need to get those out first because the older that resin get, the moisture it starts sticking and everything. So we don't want to have that. And the third thing is uh, uh, we only do one track at a time. So that also falls in the condition of the tracks. So in pretty much two conditions, but we always switch from one side of the track, and then the next time they come, they switch to the next side. So if they came in and pulled the cars from this track, then they set the empties over here, and then they pull from here, and then put the loaded cars that comes in on this side, giving them some track space so they do not have to go out to the main and switch out on the main because that's a pretty good distance dragging all those cars in and out. Plus, it costs money to switch out cars. Every car it has a price tag on it, and every time you switch out a car, there is a price tag. So we try to limit that so that we don't have to pay for those cars to be switched out. So we try to make it as easy as possible for them to come in and switch out our cars. Okay? So when they come, these three cars are empty. Those three cars are empty. So what they're gonna do, they're gonna pull the cars. I'm not gonna use the power. I'm just gonna do it this way because I gotta get to work in a second. They're gonna pull the cars. And they're gonna set them over here to the side in the empty spots. They will not make a joint. They will probably make a joint if they have a space. Well, they won't make a joint. They'll tie this car down or tie this car. Either one, they're going to tie a car down and have an air on it. They're going to uncouple. And then they're going to come back with the two that was sitting here plus a car. I don't know how many cars they're going to bring. We're going to set an example of them bringing back one car. And they're going to shove. And then they're going to tie it down. They're going to tie all three cars down with the air. Now, we used to have the chocks for the wheels, but we don't put chocks out there no more. But today I'm going to show you what type of chocks we used to have, either the wood or the rubber. And I'm going to try to find the rubber ones if I can. But then once they get done with that, they pick up these cars and then they head out, leaving 6 cars on spot. The hose, our hose is on this car, was on the third pocket of this car before I left. When I come in the morning, this car, all of these cars should be empty, okay, for the next cycle, okay? So, if it is planned, and if he released the cars in time, and that's a big if he released the cars, what's going to happen is we'll pull these 3 plus these two on the end. So instead of there being 3 cars they'll pull 5, leaving 1, 2, 3, plus whatever they bring, probably have 2 cars. So they'll probably have us with 4 cars. Because we're not going to order we probably didn't order a lot of resin because it's a holiday, but we don't know the forecast for the next few weeks because of the crud is out there. So sometimes it just depends on what happened. We don't know. Right now we're in a toss up in the air right now. So they probably bring us one or two cars. If they bring us one or two cars, we'll pull the three and pull the two if we release them in time. If we don't release them in time, well then we just won't get them. They'll get them on the Sunday run. What's today? Thursday. So they're gonna come today to this evening. Hopefully all three of these cars are unloaded. So we have, let's see. So we still got two cars on the platform because we have an open spot for a staging car. Okay. So we have an open spot right here for a staging car, and this car is on the platform, and this car on the platform. So if all these cars are unloaded, we'll come to this car and start unloading this car. When the railroad comes, we'll pull the hose out of the way for them to come, and then we'll come and pick up these three cars plus these three cars. So that's a total of 6 cars coming out with a total of 3 or 4 cars on the lot, depending on if they kept the resin going all night long. That's a big if. So BNSF, I don't forgot your name, iPulse 105, 108.5. Switching from the bottom, I'm kind of familiar with it. Back in the day when I was doing switching, we didn't do the switching from the bottom. We just pulled the cars that was on our switch list. And that's what they do. They pull the cars from the switch list. Sometimes, in fact, it's not from the bottom. It's probably from the switching, pulling them from the top. Because if we got cars empty here, and then we got loaded cars there, they'll pull these 2 cars, set them to the side, and bring the loaded cars and replace them. They never, lately, they don't ever put empty cars or loaded cars in their switching area where they need to switch, because they need all the space they can get to do the switching up here, so they don't have to take the train to the main and switch it out up there. Because once again, there's 2 factors: time and money. It costs us money for them to pull these cars out to the main. It costs time for them to take all the cars out there, switch them out, and bring them back in. That's the reason why they leave space, so that they can switch the cars up here, and then instead of taking them out. And that's pretty much it. All right, guys. I hope this was helpful for you on what's going on, what the hell is going on at work. I had to do a quick demo. So until then, don't forget, the tutorials for the contest are over on the other page. So until then, y'all take care. Thank you for watching. Bye.